again Kannada you will start?
Yes, Guruji.
Okay. My pranams to all Atma Jyotis, divine light itself. I welcome all of you for today's session of Mandukya Karika. Let us offer pranams to Guru Parampara. Sadashiva Samarambha Shankaracharya Madhyama Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smriti Prananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram. Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tat Padam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. We are continuing our discussion on Mandukya Karika. We are coming to third chapter, chapter 3. Just to recollect, chapter 1 was called Agama Prakarana. Agama Prakarana means entire chapter 1 discussion is based on Mandukya Upanishad 12 slokas. Chapter 2 is focused on Vaitatya Prakarana or Mithya, Jagat Mithya, unreality of the world is the focus of the chapter 2. Chapter 3 is called Advaita Prakarana. The focus of Advaita Prakarana is Brahma Satya. Jagat Mithya is chapter 2. Brahma Satya is chapter 3. Chapter 3 is called Advaita Prakarana for that reason. So let us contemplate on chapter 3, first shloka, shloka number 3.1 and 3.2. So when we say Jagat Mithya, the world is unreal. That's what we understood in the second chapter. The waking world, dreaming world, both are Mithya, unreal. So that brings us the question, why unreal world is created? Who created this unreal world? What is the purpose of this world? So for that, answer is being given in Advaita Prakarana. The purpose of creation, who created, and why this creation? So this is a natural question. When you hear the world is Mithya, why this Mithya world is created? That question comes. That question is being addressed in the chapter 2. So this chapter 2, so chapter 3, 2 and 3, both are taking shloka number 7 of Mandukya Karika. Shloka number 7 is Shantam, Shivam, Advaitam, Chaturtham, Manyante, Sa Atma, Sa Vidneyaha. So the chapter 3, the focus is Turiya Atma, about the self, which is beyond waking state, dream state, deep sleep state, Turiya. And the nature of self is explained as Shantam, Shivam, Advaitam, Chaturtham, Manyante, Sa Atma, Sa Vidneya. So we have to understand Atma as Shantam, peaceful, Shivam, auspicious, and Advaitam, non-dual. So the focus of the chapter 3 is Advaita Atma. or Turiya Atma. What is the meaning of Advaita? Advaita means no two. There is no two. It's a negation of two. Negation of two is not one. It's not about oneness. Because the moment you say oneness, so then there's a possibility of two, possibility of three. Advaitam is denying the two-ness. There's no two-ness. It's a negative negation. It doesn't say in positive words. What is denied? What is negated? Dvaita is negated. Duality is negated. So what is the real meaning of Advaitam? The real meaning of Advaitam means there's only absolute reality, Parabrahma. There's no other reality. All other realities are negated. All other possibilities are negated. Dvaitam is negated. It's not possible. Duality is negated. So there is no Brahman and the world. There is no Brahman and Ishvara. There's only Brahman. Any type of duality is negated. Brahman and Jiva is not there. Brahman and Jagat is not there. Brahman and Ishvara is not there. Any duality is negated totally. That means it is not there at all. Duality is completely denied in Advaitam. Atma alone is Advaitam. Atma alone is Turiya. There is no duality at all. Then it brings us a question. I am seeing the world. I am there. Jiva, Jagat is there. Ishvara is there. I can experience the duality. So chapter 2 says very clearly, proves there's no duality. Then what I'm experiencing? What you are experiencing is mithya, unreal. It's not dual. It's not real. Duality is not at all real. So you are experiencing the world, you are experiencing Jagat, you are experiencing Jiva is mithya, unreal. How is unreal? Just like exactly what happens in your dream. In dream, you are experiencing the dream world. Okay? Your happiness, unhappiness, what you experience in the world, dream world, nothing is real. It's only appearance. So that way, waking world or dream world is unreal. Mithya, appearance. There's no reality to the appearance. So there's no Brahman and Jagat. Brahman and the world is not there. Brahman and Jiva is not there. Brahman and Ishvara is not there. Only Brahman is there. All the time. What it means, what you are seeing, what you are experiencing is Brahman only. What you see, touch, sound, smell, taste, form, whatever you are experiencing is Brahman only. But it appears as a form to you. Appearance is not real. So that is the meaning of Advaitam. So then the question comes, who created this? Why did he create? The very fact that it's Advaitam means it's not created. There's no creation also. The world is not at all created. It's very hard to understand, hard to accept. The world is not at all created. Right? The creation is called Srishti in Sanskrit. The creation is called Jati, birth. The chapter 3 is about Ajatavada. There's no creation at all. There's no world at all. Where is this creation you're speaking of? All your questions are from in the appearance point of view. For example, in a dream, so your dream, you're saying, who created the dream world? Okay. Why the dream world is created? What answer it will give? Wake up. There's no dream world. The answer only can be wake up. There's no dream world. Right? All answers about dream world given in the dream world is not real. The best answer is wake up. Wake up from the dream world. Then you will understand. If you wake up from the dream world, there's no dream world. A question is invalid. Similarly, who created the world? Why the world is there? The question is invalid because it is in the domain of Maya, appearance. So the real answer for this is world is not created. It's ajati vada, no creation. Jati means birth or creation. So chapter 3 is also about, we can call it Advaita Prakarana or Ajati Vada Prakarana. We'll ask, then what is this creation all about? So we have seen a creation, take the mud and create a pot. Make a pot out of mud. So now, if you ask, is pot created? Pot is the appearance of mud. What you are seeing is mud only. There's no pot is not created. So whereas the pot has different characteristics, you can drink water in pot. Mud, you cannot drink water. It's different characteristics. But pot is nothing but appearance of mud only. So in that sense, pot is not created. Only mud is appearing as pot. What has happened to the mud? Nothing has happened. Similarly, Brahman is appearing as world. Say different ways of Brahman appearing as a world is possible. One way is milk becomes butter. Butter has different characteristics. Okay, that is called milk is transformed into butter. So has Brahman got transformed into the world? If Brahman has got transformed into the world, there's no, Brahman is not there more. The original Brahman is not there. Only world is there. If milk once becomes transformed into butter, not butter, what do you call this? Curd. Milk getting transformed into curd. There's no more milk. Milk is gone. So if Brahman is transformed into the world, no more Brahman. Only world is there. So this is called transformation. So the world is not transformation of Brahman in that sense. The world is vivartana. Vivarta means appearance of Brahman. Nothing has happened to Brahman. Brahman remains same. It's called vivarta vada. How is that? Water appears as a wave. Water appears as a foam. Water appears as a bubble. But nothing happens to water. No change happens in water. Only appearance changes. So similarly, Brahman appears as the world. Brahman appears as Jiva. Brahman appears as Jagat. But nothing has happened to the Brahman. It's called Vivartavada. So, but if Brahman is transformed into the world, like milk gets transformed, it's called Parinamavada. Vedanta doesn't accept Parinamavada. Vedanta accepts only Vivartavada. Just appearance. Vivartavada means Brahman is appearing as the world. Nothing has happened to Brahman. That's called Vivartavada. Parinamavada is not accepted. Cause and effect is not accepted. Brahman is the cause, world is the effect, is not accepted. World is never created. It's called Ajativada. In our dream, in waking state, I get a dream. When I go to sleep, I get a dream. In the dream, my dream world is projected. It's called Nidra Shakti. Similarly, in the waking state, the waking world is projected using Maya Shakti. Both waking state and dream state are alike. No different. The waking world is projected because of prarabdha karma of the jiva. Dream world is projected based on the vasanas gathered in the waking state. Who projects it? Atma. Jiva doesn't project. Jiva is appearance in the dream. So that's why the chapter 3 is also called Ajativada. No creation. So in this chapter 3, different theories of creations are discussed and they are denied. Finally, to prove that Ajativada is the only reality, no creation. So somebody sees a snake on the rope. If you ask a question, when was the snake created? There's no answer to that. There's no snake was not created. There's no snake. It's only appearance. Like that world is never created. World is just appearance any point of time. So then the Gaudapadacharya says, duality is natural for anybody. Okay? Since by birth, experience of duality is natural. I am born, I see the world which is separate from me, then I believe there's a God who is separate from me. The duality is natural for anybody who's born. Duality is natural until you start questioning the duality. You start accepting duality. You believe in duality because it's natural to you. Everybody born, they see the world which is separate from them. Why they see the world separate from them? They identify the body. When you identify the body, your body is separate from the world. Nobody questions why I am identifying with the body. Am I identifying with the body? That nobody questions that. Only when you do questioning, the duality will disappear. Until you question, the duality is reality. So why there is a duality? Duality is there because you're not questioned, you're not inquired into the duality. So this applies to many things in life. Sky is blue. Is sky blue? There's no blueness in the sky. Once scientists inquire into the nature of the sky blueness, they understand there's no blueness of sky. Similarly, a snake appears. When you inquire only, you find that there's a rope only. So lack of inquiry, as long as the lack of inquiry is there, the duality is very real. And nobody in the world questions duality. What is obvious to the sense organs, they do not question. They will not go beyond the duality. So in that dualistic world, they have a devotion to God, bhakti. That's also very natural. To have devotion to God also is natural. So there's a vast universe, beautiful creation. So there is a God who has created this. I am separate from that. I am also a part of creation. God will take care of me. The devotion is also natural. Bhakti is also natural. So Vedanta doesn't deny bhakti. Vedanta says bhakti is natural, sahaja. Nothing wrong in that. Bhakti in devotion, that's a duality. The devotee and the deity. I am separate from God. I surrender to God. That's perfectly all right as per Vedanta. It's called Dvaita Bhakti. Bhakti in the sense of duality. So when there is a duality, which is natural by birth, because we have not inquired into the nature of reality, right? Having devotion to God is very purifying. The purification happens. The devotion is required to purify. It's called purification. It's called Chitta Shuddhi. Only devotion can bring you purification. Nothing otherwise, there's no purification. So a devotee, through his devotions, puja, and whatever practice he does, his mind gets purified. It's called Chitta Shuddhi. For a Chitta Shuddhi point of view, bhakti or devotion is very important. So there are two types of activities you undertake in devotion. One is called karma yoga, another is called upasana. Upasana is called bhakti yoga. Karma yoga and bhakti yoga. Karma yoga is to consider the entire universe as a form of Lord. And you do service, seva, as an offering to God. So what happens in the process? Your self-centeredness, me, mine, they'll start reducing. So your devotee starts with living in the understanding, everything is thine, everything is yours, God's. So this will reduce the impressions. We have to understand everything in the universe is nothing but God's, belongs to God. I am here only as a trustee. It's given to me for some time. So with that attitude, a devotee does service. It's called karma yoga. Oh God, you are the owner of everything. Everything belongs to you. I am your servant. Dasoham, I am servant of God. And everything in the world, what I do is an offering to God, service to God. This attitude purifies. So the second level, service is outer, then meditation. You contemplate oneness with God. I am related to God. Bhakti. So as long as there's a sense of separation, deity and devotee, it's called Dvaita Bhakti. I'm praying to God. I'm meditating on God. I'm feeling closeness to God. In Dvaita Bhakti, he will evolve in 4 levels. It's called Salokya, Samipya, Sarupya, Sayujya. So more and more divine characteristic of the deity appears in your life. So in that way, Salokya means you feel closer to the deity. You feel the deity or Devata, the God is in your world. Samipya means you feel closeness to God in terms of mentally. Sarupya means you take the qualities of God, the inner qualities, divine qualities. So dharma is the quality of Rama, Vairagya and Dana is the quality of Shiva. So depending on your deity, that characteristic appear in you. Then comes the Sayujya, you feel oneness with God. So in that way, in Bhakti, devotee evolves. In Karma Yoga, devotee purifies. So Bhakti and Karma Yoga purifies progressively Chitta Shuddhi. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa tells about devotee. Initially, a devotee feels God is above, Uparwala. He is above. Like this, he'll say, God is above, Uparwala. As the devotee progresses in spiritual sadhana, God becomes Andarwala. Uparwala becomes Andarwala, inside. God is inside me. Uparwala, God, we do service. Andarwala, God, we do meditation. So once you, next stage, as the devotee gets jnana, so the devotee realizes God is everywhere, inside and outside. That's called Advaita. That's the third level. Uparwala, Andarwala, then Sarvatra, everywhere. So this, I would say, what you call duality. All sadhana is done in duality. Now sadhana done in duality prepares you for jnana, realization. Ekatvam, Jivatma, Paramatma, Ekatvam. So Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga purifies you to prepare for Jnana Yoga. So Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga is called Chitta Shuddhi. It's called purity of heart. Then you're ready for clarity of the intellect. Jnana. The purity of the heart prepares you for clarity of intellect. Chitta Shuddhi prepares you for Jnana, Atma Jnana. Oneness of Jivatma and Paramatma. Without Bhakti, duality, Advaita Jnana is not possible. Without Bhakti, you have to melt in Bhakti. Purity has to happen. That will prepare you for Jnana. Chitta has to be purified. Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga prepares you for Jnana. Without Dvaita Bhakti, Advaita Jnana is not possible. Advaita Jnana is not complete. Advaita Jnana without Dvaita Bhakti is incomplete. Because You may have intellectual knowledge, but there's no purity of the heart. Clarity of the intellect has to be matched with the purity of the heart. Both are required. So Dvaita Bhakti is not complete without Advaita Jnana. Bhakti, which involves Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, prepares you for Jnana. That's why I always say, Atmanu Mokshartam Jagaditaya. Jagaditaya is service. Service to the God. Atmanu Mokshartam is liberation, Jnana. So they have to go hand in hand. Purity of heart, clarity of intellect. Gauda Padacharya tells one thing. He says, Dvaita Bhakti is very important. Karma Yoga is very important. Upasana is very important. Upasana is meditation. But one who dies without attaining Advaita Jnana is a miser. Miser. Miser means Krapana. It's called Krapana. Miser. Kanjus. He has not attained the fullness of life. Advaita Jnana is the completeness of life. It's fullness of life. Dvaita Bhakti, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Chitta Shuddhi, and purity of the intellect, Jnana, Atma Jnana is the complete life, fulfilled life. Then only you will attain, realize Amritatva. Without Advaita Jnana, Amritatva is not possible. So, Gauda Padacharya says, have Bhakti, have Karma Yoga, but use that, let that be stepping stone for Advaita Jnana. So this is the summary of sloka number 3.1 and 3.2 of Advaita Prakarana or Ajativada. So next we'll take up the theories of creation, different theories, and see what is the real meaning of creation and why there is no creation. Anybody has a question on this? Anybody on Zoom? Do you have a question? Anantan, Purnima, can you unmute?
No, Prabhuji, very clear. Very eagerly looking forward to the next theories of creation. Yes.
Okay. So yes, Anantan.
Yeah, understood the this one first and second sloka. But if see again, it comes on the day-to-day transactions, or if something is going differently to what is happening, then that is also to be accepted as it is and move, or how is it? Like?
See, you have to understand the Vedantic process very clearly. Right? Our life, day-to-day life, we have to live with the devotion, bhakti. Anything happening in life as a grace of God. Bhakti yoga and karma yoga should be your way of life. In that bhakti yoga, karma yoga, there's no question of acceptance. Everything is God's grace.
There's no choice.
There's no choice. So, that's why that's the stress of chapter sloka number 1 and 2 is bhakti yoga and karma yoga is very important for jnana yoga. Okay, most of the people today, what's happening? They'll read they'll go through the internet, read some Vedanta text, and I think that they understood. The clarity of the intellect has to be accompanied by the purity of the heart, chitta shuddhi. So that is the real realization.
Sir, we do.
Wait. Understand? So now the question is, in day-to-day life, if the day-to-day life you are living as a service to God, as a blessing of God, where is the question?
That means first that acceptance should come.
It's not acceptance. Everything is a surrender to Ishvara. What is the acceptance about that?
No, acceptance that everything is the grace of God. Whatever is happening is grace of God. Whether good, bad, ugly, it is
correct.
It is as per the grace of the consciousness.
Correct. So that's why Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Dana Yoga. So Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga is Jagaditaya. Jnana is called Atmanu Moksha. Atmanu Mokshatam Jagaditaya should be our life. That's a package deal. Right? So now you have a question? You said something.
I wanted to ask this, that we criticize like when things are not going our way, or like even for normal context, right? Like when we talk about like, okay, India, this happened bad, or India was ruled by Mughal, this happened, and all those things. They like we criticize them, right? So we are not accepting it as prasad of God, right? Like even what has happened to our country or to ourselves. And we think that the other guy was bad or whatever, right? So how to contextualize it in our life?
See, here your question is, we criticize so many things. Okay, our country should have improved because of this didn't do well. So the country was invaded by these people. They spoiled the country. We criticize environment. Okay. So here we have to understand, each of us are born in this world with a role to play. An armchair criticism, sitting and criticizing, okay, discussing on the WhatsApp, commenting on the Facebook will not improve your life. It will not improve anybody else. It will only spoil our mind. We have to ask a question, what is my role in this? Is there I can do some meaningful contribution? That's called dharma. So we can always constantly discuss about somebody, make a criticism. That doesn't help. It will only spoil our mind. So simple question is, okay, the situation is bad. What I can do? What is my dharma? So the question has to come to what role I have to play meaningfully. So that only will purify. Criticism will not lead you anywhere. Let us say somebody is not ruling the country well. Okay. We can criticize, we can write essays about them, we can shout at them. Nothing will happen. Your mind only gets spoiled. Instead of that, what is that I can do? What is my dharma? So focus should be on dharma. The moment the dharma comes into, Ishvara comes into picture. God has given me the opportunity. What I can do? Then there's a purity happens. The entire focus should be shifted from criticism to dharma.
I have a question here. See, what I can do is whether the results will bear or results will not bear should not be our concern, or say I have some role to play, I play.
You play your role very well. Okay.
Correct. But whether that will yield result or not, how do we expect? Because
result is under nobody's control. Karmanye vadikaraste ma farishu kadachana. Okay. So now you have to understand the purpose of Karma Yoga. This brings us to the question of Karma Yoga. What is this business of Karma Yoga? I have already discussed many times. See, focus on your dharma. Are you living a life of dharmic life? So dharmic life is not about criticizing somebody. Dharmic life is what I can do, a meaningful contribution. If I don't have a role, don't put your head into that. There are a million things in the world where you should not spoil your head. There's one thing in your life where you can do a good contribution. So now the good contribution, will the result will come or not? Right? That's the question. So Krishna tells Arjuna, fight the war. Okay. And he says, Karmanya vadikaraste. In the war, there's no guarantee that you will survive. Right? The Mahabharata war was a fight to finish war. Nobody will come out of the war. Either they win the war and come out, or they'll die. It's a fight to finish. And nobody will give a guarantee that who will be successful. So now, please understand, the result is not under our control in any situation. But what is under our control is doing best. Focus on what best I can do. Focus on what you want also. Focus on the goal also. There's nothing wrong in focusing on the goal. Focus on the goal, do your best. Okay, in the process, the best will come out of you. The whole purpose of dharma is to bring out the best in you. right?
But again,
in the process of what happens, the Chitta Shuddhi happens. Now, what is the end result is left to Bhagavan. It's a factor of many interactions, many karmic roles. See, for example, Arjuna to win the war, Duryodhana's karma has to mature. Okay, Arjuna's karma has to be good enough. So, like that, many factors are there which are beyond our control. It's only Bhagavan knows. But Arjuna, by playing his role very well, the best in comes out, and that's the purity. So, if he becomes successful, he'll rule the kingdom, but his mind is purified. He will not live with the impression that, oh, I didn't fight the war. I did the justice to dharma. So he'll have satisfaction, purity.
okay, but taking action is also part of your waking domain, but in the previous chapter, we got to know that dream state, waking state is all unreal.
So please understand, do not mix up things. Now, if you're asking the question, right? Waking state, I said, experientially real. Okay, waking state, a dog comes and chases you. You'll say, you're unreal dog, waking state is unreal. You'll see, come, eat me. You'll say that.
Right, what action to be taken will take.
Waking state, what actions you have to take? You have to take. Okay, with the understanding, it's unreal in the overall sense. But when the waking state becomes unreal, then you will not run away from the dog also. I gave the example of Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya is a great Gnani, right? So one day he was going and Kapalika comes. Kapalika says, I want to offer you, sacrifice you. Please come. Shankaracharya says, okay, if that is what is there. But if Kapalika comes, somebody comes and tells you, I want to cut your neck, will you go? Will you go? Oh, please come. It's mithya. No, you'll run away. She says, okay, if you want, that is what, come. So then Kapalika prepares him for a sacrifice. At that time, his Shishya is there. He starts chanting Narasimha Stotra. Right? Narasimha Stuti, the moment Narasimha appears in the form of a lion and eats that Kapalika, Shankaracharya doesn't die. But now let's put yourself in this situation. So somebody comes and says, I want to cut your neck. You'll say, will you run away? Is it real for you? When it has become mithya, you'll not run away. As long as Jagat is Satya, you are bound to follow your dharma. And Gnani, even when he understands Jagat is Mithya, he will follow dharma to make sure that everybody else is not affected. So Gnani, when he gets Gnana, Jagat is Mithya, he'll say, oh, something is happening, I don't care. It's all Mithya. No. He will do his best to help people because he wants to maintain the order, dharma in the society. Are you clear?
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, your question.
Like, I understand that like we should accept, we should act in the world. That is there, but like then there is another thing, right? Like accept everything as a fruit or
so that
as
is
a prasad.
Yeah,
that is a little bit contradictory.
No, that is not contradictory
with the.
No, I'm saying you have to go through teaching of karma yoga under master.
No, I act in the world. I got it, but I act in the world. Either I'm acting in the. Like whatever I'm acting in the world, I accept the results as a fruit of actions. If I accept fruits of action.
Question is not, what is the question?
No, should I, like, is it,
So I think
like, should I accept everything as a fruit of?
See, very simple, Abhishek. Okay, let us not take very complex things. Okay, I'm saying the principle I will understand, right? The detailing we'll detail to later. Let us say you have you throw something above, right? We throw a stone. Okay, I don't want stone to fall. Is it possible? Why it's not possible?
Gravity.
Because gravitational force is a universal force. Understand? So it's a very simple example. Similarly, every action of ours is like throwing the stone. Right? The result is a resultant of so many universal forces called karma, force of karma, which we don't understand. The stone throwing is understandable because gravitational force. Because that's the interplay of many forces which will happen in a result. So that interplay, we don't have a visibility. So that we say is grace of God. So that's why we say action is under control, but result is a blessing of God. Grace. The gravity is not I didn't create. The gravity is universal force. Simply law of karma, and what we don't see is the creation. There's an order in the universe. It's called Ishvara. So that's according to that result will come. So now if you understand there's Ishvara behind the result, then everything you will accept gracefully. Otherwise you'll keep on blaming. Or keep on finding example, right? So many people study well in the exam. They struggle hard. Typically, SLC exam, we'll see at least a couple of suicide cases in the newspaper. They are not failed. 98%, 97%. I didn't get good marks. Understand? Right. So now, is it worth ending the life? So in that, to do best is under control. The result is beyond the ability to control. And beyond the ability to control is a blessing of God. That's what we say.
Blessing of God or drishya or fruits of karma.
Fruits of karma is nothing but loss of karma, which is created by God. Its fairness is there. We may not know the fairness, but there's a fairness there in that. How there is a fairness is all next question. But there's an unseen order which is operating, which I don't understand. No visibility for me. But I accept it as blessing of God. Right? So that's the attitude we should have. And we should not spend our life in criticizing. We should only focus on what best I can give to institution. Let's say the country is not doing well. The question is, what is the role I have? How best I can do in that? If I don't have a role, don't even get into that. Because your time will be wasted. Understand? Any questions? Your question? What is your question?
So, you said Bhakti Yoga and Karma Yoga are both necessary for Chitta Shuddhi. Why? Because we can get emotionally involved in Karma Yoga as well, right? That is also enough for Chitta Shuddhi. Why is Bhakti Yoga, or why is it together all the time?
See, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Jnana Yoga. Karma functions at the physical level. Bhakti functions at the mental level. Mental means lower mind. Jnana Yoga operates at the intellectual level. Body, mind, and intellect. Body, mind, and intellect, all the three will get purified through Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga. So what happens? Let us say you do service, offering to God. So okay, there's a purification happens. Right? So now, still you may have, I am separate from God. God is all powerful. So Bhakti will bring you closer. Salokya Samipya. I mean mental, what you call Upasana, meditation. So then comes the Jnana. Okay, that I'll tell, repeat it, okay? Dasoham, Soham,
Soham,
Koham,
Koham,
Naham.
Na.
Entire spirituality can be summarized in 4 stages. Dasoham, Soham, Koham, Naham. Okay. So Dasoham is when I feel I'm body conscious. Then I have to work as a servant of God. I have to work for Dharma. Because God is Dharma. Bhagavan is Dharma. I have to work towards Dharma. Whatever Dharma. A Kshatriya is Kshatriya Dharma, Vaishya is Vaishya Dharma. Each person as per his Dharma. Dharma means the moment you say Dharma, you will not waste your time on unnecessary things. You will focus on what best you can do and contribute to a situation. Play your role well. That's called Dharma. That's why you have to live your life as Dasoham. Now, in that process, what will happen? Selfishness will come down. I'm a servant of God. Me, mine. Selfishness will come down because of doing service. Whatever you do. Right? You are working for a contribution. So then comes the Soham. So the contrary, God is there, God is almighty, I am doing service. So I want to move closer to God. Then you have to contemplate oneness with God. Still you are not understand I am one with God. I am God, you're not understood. So then you have to think of oneness with God. That oneness is called meditation. Right? Oneness, how you think of oneness? Right? For example, I and you, I am there, I'm Kannadiga, somebody is there, Tamil Nadu, Tamiliga, Tamil, and somebody is there, Gujarati. But if you look at oneness, commonality, all are one, all are Indians. So then as Indians, we are all one. As human beings, we are all one in the world. As beings, we are all common to all animals. Like that, our mind will become broader. So constantly contemplate Soham, I am one with God, oneness. So then what will happen? Whatever you contemplate, whatever you meditate, you become the qualities will come in your life. For example, we say Rama. Rama means you meditate. Rama is Vishnu. Rama, meditation Rama will bring dharma in your life. Meditation Ishvara will become Jnana and Vairagya. So that's called Soham. You are not become one with the, you are not attained oneness. Qualities are becoming, you are getting more and more qualities. Then comes Koham. Then your mind is ready for Jnana. Koham. Now intellectual understanding has to be clear. Who am I? Who is this oneness? So that Koham will remove the blocks. Then you realize Naham, I am not there. God alone is there. Brahman alone is there. Jnana. Right? So this I tell in the story of Hanuman. Somebody asked Hanuman what Rama is to you. Hanuman says, when I open my mind, I am body conscious. Rama is my master. Dasoham, I am servant of God. When I close and sit and meditate, I feel closer to Rama. Rama is I am Bandhu. I am Ram Bandhu. First is I am Ramadasa. Ramadasa is a servant of God for Dharma, or work for Dharma. When I meditate, I am close, Rama Bandhu. Right? So then I feel close to God. Dasoham, Soham. Then I ask, who am I? Koham. Then I realize I am not there. Ego is not there. Only God alone is there. Naham. Right? Dasoham, Soham, Koham, Naham. These are all stages from outer to inner. Anybody has any questions? We'll sit silently for some time. Close your eyes. Become aware of your breathing. Be aware that the breath changes, but the witness of breath, awareness does not change. I am awareness, unchanging reality. What is changing is mithya, unchanging satya. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamuduchyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Nanu Nanembudu Nanalla Ideha Manabuddhi Nanalla Sachidananda Atma Shivanannani Shivoham 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 Atmadarshanam Brahmadarshanam Brahmadarshanam Satyadarshanam Antarjyotihi Bahirjyotihi Pratyakjyotihi Paratpara Jyotireva Jyotihi Swayam Jyotihi Atma Jyotihi Shivosmiham Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Rub both of your hands. Give one to the eyes. Slowly open your eyes. Light of Self Foundation is website, YouTube channel. Our children program is called iLead. You can subscribe to this or you can forward to your friends who are interested. With that, we'll conclude English session. In next 10 minutes, next 15 minutes, Kannada session will start.
Hari Om Prabhuji.
Those who are interested in Kannada can continue in the same Zoom session.
Hari Om Prabhuji.
Hari Om.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hari Om.
Hari Om Guruji.
Hari Om.
Hari Om Guruji.
Hari Om.
Hari Om Prabhuji.
Live stream stop. Hari Om. Live stream stop.